Hello everyone. I'm going to play with some flowers today, my favorite mold, and a tattoo. Stay with me and let's see what we can make with this. Hello everyone, this is Billy. Welcome to Billy Holman Creations. Now, what I have today is my favorite tray mold. I don't know that you can find these anymore. I have found one similar on Amazon. It's a little different, but this one is a nice rectangle and it's very deep on the sides. It's got a very deep rim. So because of that, today I'm going to use this. We're going to color a tattoo, and I'm going to use these flowers that I had bought at a secondhand store. It was an old wreath. It was an old wreath, and I took it apart, and I just love these little pink roses. So I'm going to focus on the pink roses today, and I'm going to cut a few off of these stems, just like so. Ta-da! And then we'll go into the resin room and I will start mixing and we'll get started on this one. Alright, I'm back. I mixed up 14 ounces of my Let's Resin regular 1-to-1 parts. My book that I keep notes in said that this tray takes 20 ounces, but I don't want to fill it all the way up because I want to have a bit of a colored background. So I just use my Estoyu mixer, which is pretty darn fabulous. And let me grab a stick here. I just want to wipe this off a little bit. And what's nice about this is you can let it just drip in your tray, but I'm gonna put a cup under it. And I usually put a little, let me just set this aside like that. I put a little rubbing alcohol in a little cup, and I can just dip my mixer in that, and it'll help us get the resin off till I can clean it. So let me just put this away. That was the big paddle I used. So I'll just let that sit there. Now, I didn't warm my resin up because the room is quite warm today, but I have a few bubbles. I have to be sure to get my side scraped and the bottom scraped, even though you've used your mixer. Alright, now I've got my flowers here, and I cut a few leaves and I cut a few of the little white flowers, and I'm gonna pour some resin in here because they need, I think, to be filled with resin before I put them in the tray, because we're talking about a bubble manufactory when you've got this kind of thing going. God, that might not be enough resin. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to possibly, don't know that it's a smart move, but I'm going to put this in my Resineers debubbler for maybe 5 minutes and see if possibly some of those will come to the surface. If they do, it's got its work cut out for it, that's for sure. And I don't think it's that noisy, but it's over here to my right. Just get this going quickly for 5 minutes. And it already started. Okay. So in another bowl here, I picked some leaves, the smaller leaves, and some of the little white flowers. Let's just, oh my goodness, I should have made more resin. I guess we'll see. Just try to debubble those. We won't worry about the Resineers though. We'll just let this sit. And because I had so much resin, I wanted to separate some of it. So we don't need a flash cure. Let's just get these soaked a little bit. There's also some twigs in that little packet too. I might as well throw those in there. Just a few of them. Just like that. Just toss those in. Let them get a little resin on them. And thinking I'd have extra resin, I pulled out my frog mold or toad mold. Not sure which is which here. Oh, you know what's going to happen? Just thought of it. We might lose these white flowers in the resin. We just might. I wasn't thinking about that. I know I thought about the pink ones because they might lose some color as we go along. But it's hard to say. So I'm kind of backwards. This is not a Let's resin. This is a toad from Temu, or frog. This has a suction cup, so I believe this is the frog. And oh, there's a piece of resin in there. I thought with the extra flowers we could do that also today. So we'll just have to see. I'm going to look over at the resineers and see what's going on. If we've got anything happening. Hard to say. Oh, I do see some bubbles rising. But let me put you on pause till that's done. It's just got about 3 minutes to go, so I'll be right with you. Okay, I'll tell you, there was quite a few bubbles and I probably could have done it another round, but I think we'll be okay. They're quite small. Let's just start. Pull up a chair. Let me just start placing these. I thought a nice pale yellow background once we get the tattoo on would be quite pretty. So, got my tweezers. I'm just going to grab, there's a few bigger ones in the bunch, and I thought if I could find the bigger ones, I'll just put them in the corners. Can you see the whole tray? Okay. Whoops, I dropped it. These tweezers have seen a lot. So I thought, there's a big one. Get him in a corner. What did I think? Heck, that went by fast. And I wanted to say, I should have cut that a little shorter, that stem. I wanted to say thank you for listening to my rant from last weekend. I'll tell you, that was quite an experience. I've never been so upset with a show in my life. But I needed to say I am so behind on my comments. Thank you very much. I will get on that very soon. I don't want you to think you've made comments and I don't get back to you in time. I do read them. I appreciate them. All the likes. I have new subscribers, not too many new ones, but I want to thank you for joining me. If you'd like to share with your friends, growing has been slow, but I'm getting there. I'm just going to leave a few spaces in between for the white ones and the leaves. This is going to take me a bit, so once I get going I'll probably fast forward this. I thought I cut them down. Well, we can do that later. Get in there, please. You don't want to poke holes in them. Sometimes I've done that before with the tweezers, mainly with the dried flowers. You can punch holes into them really easily. See how pale they're getting? Well, this will be a nice soft feminine. This frog will have two tones to it. We'll have white and a pink. Oh, come on. And I know if you catch it in time, you can do your second pour of resin when the first pour is tacky, and that way you won't see that join line. I'm getting tacky. Okay. Oh my gosh, I better check my other resin. I still have. Starting to get warm. Okay, Billy, the rush is on. I want to get some glitter flakes in. Come on, where'd you come from? Get in there. If you forgive me, I'm gonna, well, let me get a little alcohol on these gloves. Get this out of the resinier before our bubbles came up. We have that all resiny. Start taping everything. Okay, I've got 3 containers of resin. The frog is there. What did I want? Okay, I want some flakes. Let me take one glove off. And then we'll just pour the rest in there. So what I better take that one off or I'll have the whole bag full of, oh, there went a finger. It's been used quite a few times. It's this. Creatology Confetti Glitter. And it has, oh, come on, Bill. Oh my goodness. My hands are all sweaty. They're rather chunky. Wipe off my tweezers, maybe. Just put my hand on my sticky. See, I don't know, they might disappear too, but then again, they might show up. See, they have a pink hue to them. I had another bag too with a little darker pink. I might have used that. That's a big old chunk. It's glowing. I can't grab it. Just dump it in, as Claire would say. Or no, that's not how she says it, is it? I can't remember how she says it. Get it all in or something like that. I hope you all enjoyed the, oh, that's too big. I hope you all enjoyed the collaboration for spring. I haven't watched the rest of that either. Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I had to do some running around today, but I'm back. And this is set up. And I must say, I got carried away. Those flakes were too big to even bother with. I ended up just poking and poking and poking. Now there's a bunch sticking up. I didn't save myself much of a lip for my second layer of resin. I was able to get a pour across here. Oh, I see a bubble. I'll break that. And it was so thick. I see some marks, some swirly marks where it was starting to thicken up and I was still spreading. Some of the flakes got inside and came in, but that's okay. I want to go ahead and get the tattoo down and colored before I start trimming and trying to get some of this cut away for the second layer, because I don't want to mess with that now and possibly break the seal. But it got sloppy. I got sloppy. It just, bummed me out, but oh, don't touch that. Anyway, let's get this pretty tattoo going. Now I'm going to cut around it so I can help myself when it comes to putting this in place, because you know we're going upside down, and if I can get somewhat of a closer outline to it, that will help me place it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to center it on there. Now I pulled out some, ooh, that was close. I pulled out some permanent markers, some Sharpies, a light pink and a light green, because our pink roses were very, very light. I don't know, however, what kind of a back I'm going to put on here, because if I can't get all of this leveled out and I have to sand it, that might work out fine, but then I'm thinking maybe I'll have to put some cork on the back, and I'm going to have a color that's going to color, or cover the cork. So I'm thinking a little bit towards a light green or a lime green, but not hippie lime green. So that's what I refer to it, lime green, back in the day. But yeah, let's get this down. I'll see how well a marker takes to these, and if not, I've got acrylic paint pens that I did get from Temu, and they're not, I don't know, they didn't work trying to color a mold, so I'm not sure how it will work on a tattoo. But I should have done a test piece. That's okay. So I'm going to have to flip this and just try to center the best I can, but let's get this protective sheet off. Have to remember to do that. Here's where it's sticky. And it's a pretty rose pattern, isn't it? Let me see if I can just close. Eyeball center. I might have to stand up for that. Pretty good at eyeballing, but sometimes come over this way, down a little bit, and I think that might not be perfect, but that's where it's going. So I have a little sponge here, just a little kitchen sponge with some water. Get that wet and see what happens. Just gonna get it damp. I'm hoping some of those flakes aren't in the way of this, but if they are, so be it. But I wouldn't recommend those flakes unless you chop them up. I could have just gone with a little glitter. But, I'm always saying but, just never know, do you, with resin? Seems like you're always taking a bit of a chance. That's a bit of the exciting part, is taking a chance and not knowing where exactly you're going to end up. Let's see if I can't move it. It's moving a little bit. If I can pick up a piece here. Are we down? There it is. Oh, that looks pretty. Very pretty. That's close to center, not too bad. I'm going to just tap this a little bit. A few tiny air bubbles, but I don't see too many. Isn't it amazing what we can put in resin now? Oh, there's that lake's pretty close. Pretty amazing. There, now I'm going to take a bit of a paper towel and just dry that off a bit. And try to color it. See how these markers do. Looks pretty good. I did see that one bubble. Let me take a pin here. Got a push pin right here. In this corner, I'm going to break that bubble. If it was clear, it would just fill up, but it'll fill up with whatever color I put on top. Oh my goodness, there's more. Okay. A few here too. Goodness, I can't get into that one. Well, maybe I can. There we go. They'll just leave us with some colored dots. I imagine colored dots would be better than bubbles. Okay, now I have those other markers on standby. There's an air pocket. Let me see if I can't break that little air pocket here. Oh, that's not an air pocket. That's a piece of the flex. So, if the markers don't come up very well, I'm going to try these metallic color pens. They're too pretty. There's a green and a nice pink, but the pink's pretty dark. So, let's try the Sharpies. First of all, and I don't know how they're going to work. Let me find a little tiny place. Maybe tiny little place that's not so obvious in a leaf here. See how that covers. Can't tell. Let's go with it. I can bring you down just a hair. Get a little closer. My hand will probably be in the way, but I'm just gonna, hold on. Not manual. Oh, it's gonna jerk. I know it. Come on. Oops. There. A little closer. So you can see. I'm gonna start over here and work my way to the right. Okay. That made me thirsty. I have a little coffee here. Let me take a sip. Oh, thank you. All right. Now I've got the two sides of it. I've got the fine and the ultra fine. Just go into this green. That's going to be very light, but I want it very light. Oh, that beats. I think when I did the tray, the Let's Resin triple tray, I mixed micas with my, oh goodness, I mixed micas with my polyurethane and put them on, but this will be nice. This will work a little quicker and be permanent. I can pour over it, not a problem. This will be lovely. The worst part's going to try to have to even off this border, but I did get carried away. So I'm going to keep on going, and I can come back to you when this is all said and done. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, everyone, I've got that done. It didn't take too long at all. it's very light. I went over it twice with the pink, and thinking of the back, I think I'm gonna do a white back. If I have to, I will polyurethane the bottom edges if I can't get them smooth, and I might have to sand. So the closest thing to this pink I could find was this from the soap shop, soap dye, berry. And I'm going to possibly put a little bit of that in a white resin. But now the fun part. I've got to do some clipping around these edges and try to even this out the best I can with what's sticking up. So I just got my little clippers here, and I'm going to go around and, for instance, just nip what I can. I really messed up when I didn't leave myself some room. I really did. My only other option would be to, let's see. Well, I don't want to do that now that this is painted. I need to seal that one way or another. But my only option right now would to be, other than trim this down and do a white back pour, is to do a clear pour, seal this in, demold it, sand all of this down with a sander, and then back coat it like I would a top coat. That might have to be my only option, really. So let me go around. So I have one or two options. Pour the back, sand it, paint the back, just cork it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and do some trimming. Let's see how far I can get, or see if it makes a difference. And then when I see you next, we'll be mixing some resin and going for that part of it. Okay, I'll see you in a little while. Okay, everyone, I did my best to clean up the mold. I also cleaned up the frog. Oh shoot, I just picked up the wrong end of the stick. Anyway, I cleaned up the frog because, for one thing, it had a few bubbles on the side of dried resin, and I needed to get that off, because if you would have poured on top of the little bubbles on the side of the mold, it would have just shown a hole. So he's setting aside. I've got 8 ounces of my Let's Resin resin. I just used my Estoyo mixing machine, which is pretty darn great. And I just have to get the sides and the bottoms. I think my best bet is to just go white. I'm just going to go opaque white. Do the tray first, and whatever's left on the back I will sand off. I don't want to do a pink. I think we might save that for the frog, or whatever's left we're going to put in the frog. So what I have here is this white color paste. This is from Just For You Online UK, and I've had this forever and a day. So I've mixed it up with a stick inside there, and I'm going to see how opaque, with maybe just that much, I can get. So we'll see. Let's mix it up real good. I will probably need more of that. I have some Cast and Craft on standby, the white opaque. But let me try to just get another drop of this in here, if it'll pour now, and see if I can't. You're coming? Okay, it's coming. Here we go. Oh, I just put a resin stick on the end of that. That's not a good idea. Take that off or never open it again. Okay, let's see what we have here. Still not very opaque, is it? See, even on my stick, it's not quite white enough. I want to use this up, so let's just put a little more in. I'm not going over 10% of adding to my resin, so should be okay. Let's use that up. Still, I'm just gonna go good old casting craft. That'll do it, won't it? That will give me some white. I'm gonna do just maybe 3 drops. I did make the hole bigger. See, 1, 2, 3. Let's go for it. Oh, you really have to squeeze. I need to make some more blooms. I haven't done that for ages. That's better. We're getting there. I want it as white as can be. 2 more. Let's see what happens. Spend 10 minutes just trying to get white. Come on, 1. Big drop. 2. Oh God, why not? 1 more. Okay. That should do it. I'm going to call it good. It'll condense itself once it's in the mold, I'm sure. Condense it into a whiter white. There we go. That's white. I'm sure I have it stirred real well. Alright, let's get that tray. Like I said, my best bet is just to cover this as deep as I can go. I did notice here, look at my tray, my mold didn't go all the way to the edge, so that's a broken seal. White might pour down there to have white on the edge, but that's okay. Let's just see how deep this is going to be. Because I think if it's a real deep white and I have to put cork on the bottom, it should be okay. But I trimmed the best I could. There's going to be some pieces sticking up, I'm sure. And I wiped it with a little alcohol. I was very careful not to wipe off my... What's that? Nothing. I didn't want to break up. What am I seeing now? All kinds of things. I just didn't want to ruin my tattoo. Look at that. That's a beautiful white. You know, it was odd. When I had my cataract surgery done, well, they gave me farsightedness. I wanted nearsightedness, so now I have to wear cheaters. But what was amazing to me is I could see the color white, and I had not seen the color white for ages. It was so unreal to me to think that I had been looking through amber eyes with a yellow tint, and I was missing out on all the beautiful white. Let's get that corner. That's so, gosh, I might have just made enough. I wasn't sure. It's hard to calculate when you've got a large flat surface like this. Okay, there. I think we're going to be... Oh, yay! I think it'll be pretty with the white. Let's get this frog over here. I'm not going to move that. So I'm just going to pour, and you can't see me here. Maybe, no. I don't dare move that, but let's, heck, let's put a little pink. That's another big bubble. Come on, you. Let's be very careful about this edge and keep an eye on it. quit fiddling with it, Billy. All right, if I can open this. And then the next time, if I don't have enough to fill the frog, which I don't believe I do, we will add to it on the next pour of something, and then I'll be able to show it to you when we're through. Okay, make sure I don't need any more white. This is so pretty. Now, before I stir that, I'm going to cover this so I don't get anything in it. I'll check back with it in a little bit. This is my tray cover, which works great for my Costco trays. There, now I can show you this pink. So soft, just as soft as the flowers. That's very pretty. So I'll have everything in my descriptions for you. A lot of the first part of my products I have listed are what I normally use for resin itself, and then you can go into what particulars I used in this piece. Oh, look at that. It looks orange through the camera, but it's very pretty pink and it matches the flowers lovely. I don't know if I can set him here without really having a disaster. I think I can. Okay, we're pouring. We're pouring, Froggy. I want to make sure I get some in his head. But I don't want to break the seal on him either. Just gonna have to help it along. I noticed when I was unpacking from the show last week, someone broke the toes off my frog. I had a green frog. So I don't know if I can fix that with UV resin or not. And if they break something, why don't they just tell you? You know, I'm sorry I broke that. What can I do about it? I think that's in there all the way. Not quite enough. Not quite enough. You can't see a thing I'm doing. That'll be pretty. Well, next pour we'll add a little more pink. I'll keep it here in my resin room, so we'll have it. I'll finish him off. Isn't that something? Just so short. Just so short. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. Bearing with me. I'll see you when we demold. And I'll be working on something else in the meantime. Not sure what kind of a phase I'm going to get into. Never know about that. You know, I've not done dragons yet, and I have quite a few dragon molds. But I do need to work on some special items for Pride. Oh my goodness, Dusty wants me to dress up. Oh, what am I going to be? Because he's going to be in full drag. He is something else. I sure love that man. But he's going to be in full drag, and he's trying to talk me into doing it something. Okay. I'm going to move him. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Take care, everyone. We'll see you in a little bit. Have a great day. Bye. Look at this, everyone. I lucked out. I only have a few pieces sticking out of the bottom. So I'm really happy about that. I might be able to just sand those down, maybe camouflage that a little bit, and put a few bumpers on it. So let's see what it looks like. You know, I do like this mold, and I've looked for it on, well, Amazon basically, and couldn't find it, but I did come across a site yesterday that has this mold, so I will link it below in the description box. Now let's see what we have here. I filled this to the brim, and remember that one side that was sticking in, we poured more white into it. That looks pretty good, actually. It looks pretty good. Let's see what we have. Okay. I think white might have been the right choice. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Look at that. That turned out really pretty. Even though the flecks have kind of invaded the inside, you know, that tattoo looks so pale when I colored it in, but it's really turned out nice. A little darker than the flowers, but look at them. They're all in there. Oh, there's a bubble. Almost looks like a pearl. Well, let's pretend it was a pearl. You know, pearls would have looked good in here. I didn't even think about it. There's another one. Yes, pearls would have topped it off. Too late now. Anyway, there it is. Looking closely, you know, where I tried to get as much of the white on here, there's a few little swirls in the resin there because it was so thick. But, oh, I'm bummed I didn't put pearls in it. Stop it, Billy. What's this? Oh! Oh! Look what happened. Okay, the white, was it that area? Yes, here's the white area. It came down over the top. Geez, I might have to sand that a little bit because there's a definite, the ridge is right here. But you know what? Maybe I can put something on there like a rosebud or something. We'll fix that. But a few bubbles. I'm very happy with that. It's so delicate. And you know what I was thinking? It matches my room. Oh my gosh, it matches my room perfectly. But, you know, I love my roses. I have to apologize, did I already? For not finishing the little frog. But on the next pour, we'll finish him up. So stay tuned with me on one of our next videos coming up. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Take good care. Enjoy yourselves. Life's too short not to. So I'm sending big hugs. Bye, everyone. Hi, everyone. I had to come and pop back in because I finished it. I got my edges sanded. It looks so pretty. I have to say, it is so beautiful. It turned out more than what I expected it to be. Look at my little butterfly here. I had this little resin butterfly for some time, and it was a pink, but it didn't match the flowers. So I went ahead and painted it with my soap shop paint that we used in the frog, and put a little studs on there, little diamonds, little gems, and put it right on that corner where that mistake was. And this is how it turned out. It's so pretty. I also put 6 bumpers on the back. I sanded the edges down. Pardon my jiggling, I'm holding this. Sanded my edges down, and they don't look too bad. I didn't really go over it with the sander. I just did my edges, and there's my bumpers, 6 of them, and it turned out really, really pretty. So thank you for joining me on this one. I'll say farewell, and take good care. Sending big hugs. See you soon. Bye.